Hey guys, Louie here, and I wanted to talk just a little bit about goals. In this hobby of ours, we definitely want to accomplish something. I think most of us are doing this because we want to protect ourselves, or we want to be able to, grow our assets when adversity strikes. We want to protect our family. We want to be able to continue to buy goods and services when the fiat dollar fails. But to get there, we have to have goals, right? So we're all very different. We're coming from different places, different countries. We're coming from different income levels. We're at different ages. All of our goals are going to be a little bit different, and they're going to be uniquely ours. So what I wonder is, have you thought about your goals, or are you just fucking around? I mean, we can, I always wanted to be a really good golfer. I tried really, really hard to be a good golfer. And the reality was I was never able to commit what it required to do that. So I guess what I wanted is I wanted to want to be a golfer. So what I wonder is, do you want to be a stacker, or are you just kind of exploring? And for those that definitely want this, do you have goals relative to your age and your amount of assets, where you are, how much free income you have as well, what kind of job you have, where you are in your career? Gosh, there's so many different modifications of it. But let's just start with, could you commit 10% of your take-home pay to precious metals? Is that something you could do if you took it out of stuff that you currently don't need? And I think I've heard a lot of people talk about that. Save your cans and bottles and take them in and use that to buy your silver. Give up, those tennis shoes with the certain label on them that say how cool you are. Maybe drink 2 less Starbucks a week. And if you're somebody like me, you don't save up your money and then go below $10,000 on a hot tub or something, right? I was always very frugal when it came to day-to-day items because I learned how to live on nothing as a young person. But when I started making money, I found that I lived frugally, and then from time to time, I just blew the whole wad on something, whether it be a really shiny car, or like I said, a hot tub, or, maybe my wife wanted to go to Hawaii on a cruise or something. So, that was my particular nemesis. But, you probably have your own. But could you cut out 10% or so of your expenses, or even a lower number, and then add to your income any way you can? Maybe selling things from around the house on eBay, maybe picking up an extra shift on Uber, whatever that is. Could you put that money into precious metals? And just, you don't have to time the market or anything. You could just buy, when you had the money, a few silver eagles every week. I mean, I will tell you, anybody who has done it that way has been surprised how quickly it adds up. We're all, it's the same way when you start buying, anything. I mean, they really, whether it's poured silver, collector coins, pieces of 8, I mean, I don't know what all, everybody's buying, but when you start doing it, comic books, for example, when you start doing it, you go fast. Matter of fact, that's one of the biggest mistakes in silver stacking, is like people jumping in and moving too fast. Just like I did, and just like pretty much everybody else did, because it felt good, right? But I digress. So would you be able to save 10% of your take-home pay every week and put that aside and recognize that, like a 401k, you're not going to sell it. you're not going to trade in and out of it or whatnot. You're just going to put it aside, and it's going to be there, and hopefully you put a little gold in that stack as well. And you would just be surprised how quickly it adds up. So before you do that, part of your goal should be to raise cash. Always good to have some, dollar bills handy if the bank's shut down. Also good to have, a few months of living expenses handy in the bank if you lose your job or something. And then beyond that, don't carry credit card debt, but you know that. And if you do have credit card debt, well, don't buy an ounce of silver. Don't buy the expensive tennis shoes. Definitely don't go to Hawaii. Pay off your credit card debt. But, I think that it would make a difference in your life if you haven't committed to that yet. So I'll leave that question with you guys. I went on too long. I didn't really say enough, but what are you doing? What are your goals? Or maybe more importantly, how do you keep your goals? How do you honor your goals? I'm 50 pounds lighter in my mind, but how do you get there? How do you actually do it as opposed to just want to do it? Would love to hear what you have to say, and I'll talk to you guys later. Louie out. Bye-bye.